Below is part one. In the heart of a bustling American city, a mystery began that would soon capture the attention of every armchair detective and seasoned investigator alike. It all started when Dr. Stephen Marshall, a respected chemist known for his brilliance and eccentric habits, was found shot dead in his modest downtown apartment. The grim scene grew even more perplexing when the authorities discovered that amidst his personal belongings lay a vast cache of counterfeit dollars. As the local police scrambled to make sense of this bizarre find, another disturbing incident unfolded on the city's outskirts near Lakeside. In a violent shootout that claimed 2 lives, investigators later uncovered that one of the fallen carried the same counterfeit currency, while the very firearm attributed to Dr. Marshall was retrieved from the body of the other. How could these separate tragedies be interwoven by such uncanny, almost cinematic coincidences? The answer was about to take everyone on a wild ride through a maze of clues that defied rational explanation. Below is part two. As whispers turned into a chorus of questions, the investigation unearthed even more startling details. Authorities soon learned that the counterfeit bills were not limited to a single location. Instead, they had been systematically distributed across 3 neighboring cities in the region, suggesting a criminal network far more organized than anyone had suspected. The case took an unexpected personal twist when Anna, a longtime companion with an ambiguous past with the victim, stepped into the spotlight. In a shocking turn, she claimed that under certain circumstances, Dr. Marshall himself might have been entangled in the very web of treachery that ultimately ended his life. Meanwhile, Thomas, Dr. Marshall's estranged husband, vigorously maintained his alibi, insisting that he was far away in the solitude of the nearby woods, engaged in a routine hunting trip when the murder occurred. With conflicting testimonies and a trail of evidence that refused to be neatly sorted into black and white, the investigation found itself at a crossroads where every new fact only deepened the enigma. Below is part 3. The trail of clues soon led the investigators into the meticulous realm of forensic science. In a breakthrough, samples from a suspect's hair, meticulously washed in alcohol, revealed microscopic particles of a pigment uniquely used in printing the counterfeit currency. Forensic specialists stressed that even the tiniest trace can tie a person to a crime, a fact that lent unprecedented weight to what might have otherwise been dismissed as coincidence. As detectives worked around the clock, seasoned analysts joined forces to slowly stitch together the disparate threads of evidence into a narrative that was as disturbing as it was compelling. Murmurs began circulating about an enigmatic figure, known only as Madison, described as someone who carried an almost theatrical air about them, with eyewitnesses noting a sleek, form-fitting black sweater paired with a crisp white blouse that hinted at both sophistication and subterfuge. Every uncovered detail seemed to challenge the expected narrative. Had Dr. Marshall's untimely demise been orchestrated as part of a larger, more sinister conspiracy? As the evidence continues to pile up, one question resounds in every whispered conversation and televised headline. In this labyrinth of betrayal and counterfeit crime, who truly pulls the strings behind the elaborate facade of deceit? Stay tuned, share your theories, and don't forget to subscribe. Your insight might just be the key to unlocking the next twist in this riveting mystery. Below is part 2. As whispers turned into a chorus of questions, the investigation unearthed even more startling details. Authorities soon learned that the counterfeit bills were not isolated to a single setting, but had been deliberately distributed across 3 neighboring cities, hinting at a sophisticated criminal network operating well under the radar. The twisted mystery took a personal turn when Victoria, a longtime companion of the late Dr. Stephen Marshall, stepped into the limelight. In a shocking revelation, she intimated that under certain circumstances, Marshall himself might have been entangled in the nefarious underworld he was presumed to have solely fought against. Meanwhile, Ronald, Marshall's estranged partner, vigorously maintained his alibi, insisting that he was far from the urban turmoil, immersed in a solitary hunting trip in the nearby wilderness when the murder transpired. As conflicting testimonies emerged and each piece of evidence seemed to contradict the established narrative, the investigation found itself at a perplexing crossroads. Every new fact deciphered only deepened the enigma, turning the case into a labyrinth of deceit where nothing was quite as it seemed. Below is part 3. As the investigation delved deeper into the labyrinth of clues, Detectives found themselves relying on the meticulous world of forensic science to piece together the fragments of a convoluted puzzle. In a breakthrough that reignited hope for a resolution, laboratory experts discovered that strands of hair from one of the prime suspects, samples washed in alcohol, revealed microscopic deposits of a rare pigment used exclusively for printing counterfeit currency. This revelation, seemingly insignificant at first glance, was enough to shatter the fragile alibi carefully constructed by a shadowy figure who had long eluded scrutiny. With every new discovery, the narrative grew more complex, merging elements of crime, deceit, and an undercurrent of betrayal that defied all expectations. Meanwhile, whispers in the corridors of power pointed to a sophisticated criminal mastermind known only as Madison, a name spoken with both reverence and fear. Madison, described by witnesses as a figure of uncanny elegance and enigma, was rarely seen without the signature attire, a sleek, form-fitting black pullover that accentuated a daring elegance, paired with a pristine white blouse, subtly adorned with delicate pinstripes. This distinctive ensemble not only marked Madison as an individual of refined taste, but also symbolized the duality at the heart of the case, a gentleman's veneer masking the sinister gears of a well-oiled criminal network. As investigators mapped out the sprawling connections between the victim, the mysterious distributor of counterfeit bills, and the elusive art of deception, questions began to mount. Could it be that the threads of a carefully orchestrated plan, woven into multiple cities and lives, were being pulled by a single ruthless puppeteer? With every unexpected twist and every new piece of evidence, the conspiracy deepened, challenging even the most seasoned detectives to untangle the web of motives and alibis. As the investigation approaches a critical juncture, one cannot help but wonder, in this elaborate game of cat and mouse, is justice merely an illusion, or will the hidden truths eventually emerge from the shadows to expose who really pulls the strings behind this high-stakes counterfeit conspiracy? Stay engaged, share your theories, and subscribe for more updates on this relentless pursuit of truth.